Hi, hi, hi. Welcome to the Get Ready with God podcast. My name is Julie Taylor and I am your host, and I am not God. Obviously, I'm not an expert. I'm not even a scriptorian. I'm literally just a girl sitting in front of a microphone, hoping God is real. The Get Ready with God podcast is the daily devotional podcast to help you see divinity in every day. We talk about finding and seeing the divinity in every day, and you know what that inherently means. It means that often we are going to be asked to be the divinity in someone else's day or in our own day. I don't know. So if we're finding divinity in every day, that's going to come a lot of different places, which is what we like to talk about. It can come from anywhere, sometimes where you least expect it. But I do think that sometimes it inherently means that we will be the divinity. And being the divinity can sometimes be really uncomfortable. And I just want to put you at ease a little bit, a few things. One, when you feel guided to do something, if you're a person who has anxiety, sometimes it can get really confusing. And there's been times in my life where I feel like I should do something or say something. And then I'm like, oh, no, you're just anxious. That's just anxiety. And so then I don't do it and I really regret it. And there's been like some really dramatic examples of this, of like not reaching out to someone and then they pass away. And then there's like smaller examples of it, but it's taught me that even if it's anxiety driven, to just do it as long as you're not doing something weird or harmful. Basically, this episode is so you feel like you should do something. What's next? Kind of conversation. So you feel like you should reach out. So you feel like you should do something. Okay, what's next? One, the question is it anxiety or is it divinely inspired? I don't know. I can't really tell you that. We're not going to tap into the conversation of like, I feel like I shouldn't let my kid go there. Is that a feeling or is that a spiritually guided thought? That's not what I'm saying. I want to talk about, okay, so you feel like you should reach out to someone, help someone, do something. Is it anxiety or is it not? Here's the thing. Rule number one, don't make it weird. Don't do something weird. And if you follow that rule, it actually doesn't matter if it's anxiety or not. Because if you're not going to do something harmful or weird, then sure, just do it. The second thing is maybe you feel like, well, it's like weird because I don't even know them, or I don't even know what's going on, or they're a stranger, or I haven't talked to them in 5 years, or that's not really in my personality. Okay, here's what I want to tell you. When Simon died, there were some really, really unexpected people who became major players in helping me navigate that. And people who I did not have close relationships with really like came out of the woodwork and moved the needle for me in a big way. I remember just being kind of shocked, like, man, why does this person care so much? How is this person making time? Like, they don't even know me. It was really, really significant. Unexpected people helped me. And as I've been thinking about that, I was so grateful for those people who probably had to overcome a lot of discomfort and feeling weird about like, I don't even know Julie and why am I showing up so big? And I was just thinking like in the last week of my life, I have heard about like five really significant tragedies, like out of order deaths of young people in a tragic way that should not have happened. And I have just felt like the older I get, the more I learn that there's just tragedy constantly. It hit me that like the older we get, the bigger our networks get, we're going to be constantly aware of really hard things all the time. And couple that with the state of the world and like on a global scale and a bigger scale, there's just really hard things all of the time. And it's actually not sustainable to carry it all. And it's not sustainable to deeply hold the pain of the collective global world. And it's not even really possible to hold the pain of your immediate neighbors, to be honest, because it's too much. It's too much. And so how do we show up and what do we do? And what I've learned through my own experience of seeing these unexpected people show up in my time of need has shown me that we will be guided to be the divinity. And if we listen, that's all we have to do. So when you feel like I'm not even close to that person or this feels weird, if you feel inspired to do something and it feels random, lean into it. Because as a recipient, those people who were brave enough to lean into it were people who were really, really instrumental to me. And on the flip side of that, I think we have to be okay sometimes when the people close to us go through stuff and we're not the ones who are being called in to help them carry it. It can't be about us. We can't have the savior complex of I'm going to come in and I'm going to be the most helpful and I'm going to help them the most, because we have to trust that God will guide the people to help them who need to help them. And if we all do that, everyone will be taken care of. But sometimes it can feel uncomfortable on both sides, where we feel like we're overstepping for someone we don't know very much, or like we're not doing enough for the people that we do love. But I do think that we're all called to do different things. And then on the global scale, I think that's why we're all called to different causes and different passion points. We all have different experience that leads us to help different things. And so we need to just allow that. We just need to follow that. To be the divinity requires us to follow where we're guided, not necessarily where is the most comfortable or where is the most popular. Like, where are we going to get the most validation and attention and praise for showing up? Instead, it's where are we being guided? And if we do that, everything will be taken care of. The other piece of this is that we can't judge each other when you're not showing up in the same place that I'm showing up. This happens a lot with more of like the cultural causes, I feel like, where we're all doing what we feel called to do. And we feel like I spend a lot of my life trying to serve and show up for people. And then I can get criticized for not talking about a certain thing on my online platform or not doing this. And it's really frustrating to me because I think that's a waste of people's energy. It's a waste of our energy to sit and point fingers and say, you should be caring about this more. You should be talking about this more. And I understand that there's a level of accountability and holding people accountable, but I don't think that we should spend more time holding people accountable than we do serving. I don't think that's our job. And so if we're going to go where we're guided, where we're divinely guided, we need to let other people do the same and maybe trust that if we all do that, everything will be covered. So spend less time criticizing other people or noticing where they're not showing up and just focus on where you are called to show up. And again, it's not always going to be comfortable. It's not always going to be popular. And I think part of it really is dealing with the discomfort of people judging us of, man, so-and-so really should be showing up for so-and-so more. So-and-so should be talking about this more. Where is so-and-so? And we just have to do what we know is right. And if we allow ourselves to do that, we can be the divinity in other people's day in the places that we need to do it. And the last thing I'll say is on like an emotional sustainability perspective, we can't fully mentally engage in every single tragedy and every single hard thing that's happening around us, even in our immediate circles. We don't have the emotional or mental capacity to carry that for a long, sustainable period. For me, learning how to carry this has been much more about not centering myself, not making it about me, not making it about me needing to do enough or help the person enough, getting rid of my savior complex, working through needing to be good to prove my worth, to be helpful to prove my worth, for people to know how much good I'm doing, to be kind of performative in my actions so that people understand that I'm a person who's doing good and who's trying. Letting go of all of that has made all of us a lot more sustainable, where I can actually love and care in a way that I can keep going and that I can show up, and giving myself permission to show up. Like, sometimes I'm going to be on the front lines and I'm going to be laying in the bed with the person while they sob. And sometimes I'm just going to be Venmoing a donation and I'm going to say, I'm so sorry. And sometimes I'm going to be the one taking in the meal. And sometimes I'm going to be the one just saying a really intentional prayer for that person. And sometimes I'm going to be the one writing Substack articles and podcasts fighting for a cause. And other times I'm going to try to support those who are doing that in their spheres. And it all is going to be okay if we all follow that divine guidance. Love you so much. Go out, be the divinity in the day. Be the divinity in the day. We have to. If people are going to find it, then we have to be it. Love you so much. Bye.